You're live.
Right, do I start talking now, yeah?
You
Or
can
do I wait
till-
for figures? But
Wait for you.
really,
It's up to you.
how many figures have I got? Let me try and talk low.
None yet.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I better not start now then.
There's no point talking yet. Did you tell people?
Yeah.
Got one.
Oh, wow.
Carly Trattles.
No, you got 5.
I'll let it get up to a little
You
because
can
I'm not
just
going to
talk
make
about
people
stuff,
wait,
don't you?
yeah.
To 20.
You're just waiting for people.
Okay.
10.
You might as well tell them just waiting.
Yeah, I suppose I'm just waiting for the figures to go up a little bit. I won't wait too long, no, don't worry.
Go till 20 in it, you've got 11.
I'll wait till 20. How many have I got?
And you might as well
Yeah, start now.
Right. Hi, I'm Nikki Cooper, South East London based activist, coming to you from the Dirty South, aka Blue Borough. I'm going to start with some headlines that some of my Cooper snoopers managed to find that was buried under so much rubble that you'd never have found them. They're quite shocking, to say the least. First one, a head teacher, 74-year-old James Stewart, his school was Saltree Village Academy, had a sex dungeon attached to his head teacher's office. It was filled with every kind of dildo that you can think of. Very inappropriate. Very inappropriate things were found in there. But he got 2 years for abuse of position. I would like to point out that Elisa and Gabriel, in their statements, clearly said there were plastic willies. Now, this goes to show people that's not out of the realms of possibility. Yeah, this head teacher, there will be a link. I'll put the link up on my Facebook. You read the full article, and I'm not even covering half of it. But I just wanted to put that out there, that head teachers sometimes have sex dungeons which contain dildos. Just want to put that point out there. Next headline is titled Flow Job. Flow Job is a adult drag queen, S&M, bondage, the whole works, was hired by a head teacher to read stories, you can't make this up, to children 5 to 7 years old. The parents obviously wasn't informed, went mad when their when this transsexual, who's an adult drag artist with the name Flow Job, put up on her Instagram, in and amongst so much highly adult pictures on her Instagram, put up her story time with the 5 to 7 year olds, and the parents had to demand their children were taken off of this Instagram. And this didn't happen in America, people. No, this happened in Scotland. Yeah, and I wasn't aware that it was in the UK already. Yeah, so coming to a primary school near you soon, I would imagine. And we're on to the next headline, which is our old pal Epstein. Yeah, you're probably all aware that the prosecutor of the Virgin Islands has now basically got a judge to unseal all flight logs from his helicopters, from his private planes, going back to 20 years. Who's sweating now? And we have another headline about Disney. The Disney vice president, who's 73 years old, was arrested for raping a 7-year-old girl. I'm not too sure, he was the vice president of Disney, the vice president for years. Yeah, in his latter years, he got arrested for raping a 7-year-old, for which he received a 7-year jail sentence. Some articles say 6 years, some articles say 7 years, probably no years. But I did note that he was the vice president of Disney when Disney, in their 2010 to 2014 brochures, cruise brochures, the Disney cruise, basically advertised that they stop at Little St James so the children can go snorkeling with the little fishes. I'm not too sure why a Disney cruise ship would want to stop at Little St James, which was nicknamed Pedo Island. Red flags, people here. And I'm just taking a guess out there. They was using it to unload the containers of children that they did have in the whole of the ship. Yeah, that is just my opinion. Also, is it Twitter? What do I do? Before I get into the main story, and I have a very big main story, I've now got a Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. Wow. And it's just gone up. Right. Now, I'm coming on to the main story. Before I talk about this story, I want to say I am not saying that this person has been involved in any wrongdoing. You know, I just believe that this person is a person of interest, that the British public have a right to know. And her name is Henrietta Conrad. Her name came to my attention a few weeks back, but further investigation reveals 5 entries in Epstein's Black Book. 5 entries, not 1, not 2, we're talking 5 entries. Henrietta Conrad is a Channel 4 high flyer, and she used to run Princess Productions, which run T4. Yeah, and there was a lot about T4 at the time. You know, there's been quite a lot of insinuations, accusations. I know someone committed suicide once, but I know that this woman, Henrietta Conrad, has been involved with Channel 4, big documentary maker, big IT. She's a player. Then, with further investigation, she's a neighbour of Ghislaines Maxwell. And then you dig a little bit deeper, and this is all open sourced information. I've got it from Google. There's no, she had a relationship with, the Viscount Linley, who is actually Lord Snowdon. Going back a couple of weeks ago, a couple of podcasts ago, Lord Snowdon appeared on the Epstein flight logs. Not only on the flight logs, he appears in the Black Book as well. Now, I am going to, just to prove I'm not lying, yeah, I have a telephone number here from the Black Book, which Epstein had for Henrietta Conrad. Yes, I'm not going to put it out now. You can look in the Black Book yourself, and I'm going to phone her. Can someone do it, please? I'm only ringing up a number from a Black Book from an entry. Hello, can I speak to Henrietta Conrad, please?
Who's calling?
I'm just basically doing some research, and I've got your number out of Epstein's Black Book, love, to be quite honest with you. And I just want to ask you about your neighbour Ghislaines Maxwell while we're on the phone.
No, thank you.
No comment, no? Okay, bye-bye, love, bye. There you have it, people. Just let that sink in. Henrietta Conrad. Yes. Just it's Henri. Hang on, look at me trying to spell it out now. Henritta Conrad. You want to go down that rabbit hole, people, but I do think the FBI need to. She could be a potential witness, people. You never know. Maybe she might be on the flight logs. You never know. And we also know that there's a new witness who's come out, who's a pilot of epstiens, a model / pilot, please. But apparently he purchased her. Oh, I know. He purchased her from Yugoslavia when she was 15. And she's, you know, she's now come forward, which has now enabled the Virgin Islands prosecutor to I don't know what it is, subpoena, whatever, unseal. But it was mentioned on a podcast that the names that have come out already, what's kind of come out, what's come out already, like they called it a post-it note. Yeah, so I've got a feeling that there is a lot of exciting news to come out, really, to be quite honest with you. But I do think that Henrietta Conrad could be contacted by the FBI or wherever else is investigating this thing, because she also, Viscount Linley is Princess Margaret's son. Might be a link to Prince Andrew there somewhere. Yeah. And you know, I don't think that I'm inciting anything. I am just bringing to attention people that have been ignored. Yeah. Which then brings me back to Rachel Chandler. I did put up on Facebook, something appeared on YouTube yesterday, and someone's obviously of the same mind of me. This woman needs to be, arrested would be a good start. Not just arrested, she tortures and kills children for fun. And I wonder if Henrietta Conrad knows her as well. That's what I should have asked for an opinion on. But yeah, I think there are definite links to the Guinness family. She has links to the Rothschilds family, yeah, there's a rabbit hole to go down there. So I'm pretty sure I'll be reporting next week if I'm still here. Also, as well, I've had a lot of I put up some stuff about Maddie because I know people are very interested in the Maddie McCann, and basically, I am of the belief, unlike a lot of journalists, that Tony Podesta and John Podesta were definitely involved. You know I'm promoting Pizzagate researchers, and I did put up on my Facebook, Pizzagate Maddie McCann, yeah. And what seems to have been left out of all of our mainstream, all the journalists, no one talks about the Gaspers. And the Gaspers were two doctors who, as soon as they saw that Maddie was missing, they was over here. They'd been on holiday with Kate and Jerry before, and that David Payne, who it does turn out that there had been allegations that had been made surrounding David Payne. These two doctors went to Leicestershire police station, gave their statements, but these statements was never given to the Portuguese police until the Amaralo guy, what was his name? Well, you know, the Portuguese police who was in charge of the investigation. The Gasper statements were not handed over to the Portuguese police until he had been taken off the investigation. And you can go onto my Facebook page, it's under Pizzagate, Maddie McCann, and also Kate McCann's bizarre, sick book that is absolutely sickening. I'll say anything really quickly. How long have I been online? Anyone got any questions? Right, you know, I've got
15 minutes.
right, 15 minutes. I've done all that in 15 minutes.
You've done all that in 15 minutes.
Right, okay. Questions?
No, there you go, more.
I'm quite happy to take questions, actually.
We'll see if anyone will talk till they come through. Keep
Okay.
going.
Why are you talking about the heart attack thing we just watched?
Oh yeah, before we come on, we was going through the art attack, looking at the Neil Buchanan guy who committed suicide at very suspicious circumstances. Going through the art attack episodes that I think, like, most people grew up with art attack, we come across one called How to Draw a Big Hairy COCK. But I literally am going to share it with people as soon as I come off of this podcast. I'm going to share it with people because it's just so disgusting. It is just so disgusting, and the fact that they're bringing in these drag queen story time that I had no idea had reached our UK. So in Scotland, you know that they're already putting that into place.
People got interest in the royal family. Royal family. What's happening with the royal family?
I wish I could say, but I do think that they are seriously in trouble. I mean, Lord Snowdon, Viscount Linley, another top royal that seems to have missed all of our mainstream media's attention. But I would have thought that Queen Margaret's son. We're not talking about a seventh descendant from that. We're talking about a top royal. Was not only in Epstein's black book, he's been on his flight logs. And I would imagine that when the other flight logs get unsealed, yeah, all the helicopter rides that Epstein took, like literally all the records have been subpoenaed. This MK Ultra, and people are saying, oh, she's a perpetrator. She was purchased by Epstein. Yeah, people need to step off of making these people out to be, she didn't have a choice. Yeah, in whatever she, a purchased girl at 15 from Yugoslavia does not become a model stroke pilot without tweaking going on somewhere, probably MK Ultra. Yeah, how does a purchased 15-year-old become a pilot? It doesn't make sense. But obviously she's now coming out, and I think Ghislaine Maxwell is going to become, her evidence is just going to be shit. To be quite honest with you.
We've got a few questions coming in.
Right, okay. Any questions?
Do you think the recent earthquakes are actually dams being blown up?
What, in Leighton Buzzard?
I assume so. There's some in America.
In London. No, it's over here. You're talking about the UK ones?
I think they must be talking about the UK ones.
To me, nothing's out of the realms of possibility. I think the Beirut one was blowing up the tunnels. Oh, your light's gone out.
You might still. Yeah. What about you got anything on Philip Schofield?
Well, not actual. I wouldn't say confirmed evidence, but there was talk that he had a very inappropriate relationship with an intern, a very young intern, this morning. And yeah, I can't really comment because it's only hearsay. So. Sorry, people. Gonna have to
right, someone said John mentioned on his Brew with a View a well-known comedian pedo. Can you share who it is yet?
The initials BC, so it won't take a lot of people to work. I'm not saying. I'm just saying the initials are BC. Right. Yeah. Right. But it's a famous.
On the news, they have fooled some traffickers in Leicester. Funny how that was first place to go back into lockdown.
Yeah, I actually think that when the American elections are over, they're going to ease up. This, I do believe, is, they've got to push it out worldwide. But I do believe that it is a deliberate. A deliberate act by the deep state to try and make people vote by mail in America. And I know people say, well, how does that affect us? Whatever goes on in America affects us, please believe me. And what I do know that is if Joe Biden gets in, that will be disastrous. You might as well hand your kids over straight away, mate. It's beyond the joke that he's still in the running, to be quite honest with you.
Is there any truth to the list going round about executions of Hollywood actors, MPs and the military tribunal that's meant to be going on?
I believe there's some truth in it. It's definitely based... Oi! It's definitely. Sorry, that's my dog. It's it's definitely based on some truth. I'm not too sure of the amount of people that are on it. I'm not too sure if any of our royal family would have been executed. But I do believe that there have been certain people that would have been executed. There's a lot of footage out there, people. A lot of blackmail footage.
There's something about a comedian that John mentioned.
Yeah, I
on
did
with,
say a Scottish comedian,
yeah.
BC.
Okay, you said it,
I'm
yeah.
not saying anything else.
It's people.
But there's a lot of comedians up in this bullshit, let me tell you that now. Yeah, there are a lot of comedians.
There's a lot of comments coming through.
Oh, well, I don't know. Everyone's entitled to their comments. If there's bad ones, tell me.
No, it's not bad ones.
I'll address
names.
them. I don't care.
No, sad names of bad.
Oh, please tell me Fruitcake Muncher's going to come through, because I'll have some fun with Mr. Baby Muncher, Fruitcake Muncher.
Will the royals ever pay for their crimes, do you think?
The Queen, no, because it turns out the only person who actually has complete diplomatic immunity from any prosecution is the Queen. All the others can be prosecuted. I believe at the moment they're being used by President Trump because he's got the goods and he's got the footage. God, the spirits are coming blowing out my camera now. Fuck off. All right, go back to Hampstead. Also, I really would like to make. I'm going to kill my dogs when I get off of here. I would like to make a little observation, yeah, that I made just looking at the butchers in Hampstead. The butchers in Hampstead Village. Sorry. Oh my God, please do.
Ronnie? Ronnie?
Why?
Ronnie, get up here.
Children.
As you can see, we're a very professional outfit here, people. What was I saying? Oh yeah, get in.
Ronald!
Big stop.
Right, I am so sorry, people. This is just. At least the content's good. You've got to like that. This is absolutely right. Going back to Hampstead Butchers Village in the Hampstead Butchers in Hampstead Village. Just looking at their website yesterday, and this is just an observation, people, but it's a bit weird. It advertises they do butchers and providers, but on the end of providers, they've put an E. So one of my Cooper Snoopers looked up what provider with the E means. And basically, the etymology of what's on the provider means that they are providers of a specialist merchandise. Now, just putting it out there, I don't know, other than animal meat, what the hell Hampstead Butchers would be providing to the residents of that lovely town called Hampstead. You know, it was just an observation. People ask a lot about the Hampstead, so, and for me, I believe that Elisa and Gabriel are not spoken about enough. It's like people just seem to be, oh well, it don't matter, the mum and dad was involved, fuck it. What about that? They're still minors, people. They are still minors. Yeah. And their father, and I don't care what the fruitcake muncher, you're just the most sickest, evil piece of shit on this planet Earth. You're just disgusting. And the fact that your two children are still with you, I tell you what, if I had my way, you would be back over here and tried for crimes against humanity, because you are disgusting. Yeah, and I know you're fruitcake muncher, so go munch on this.
Megan Griffith said, can you recap on your info about Matt Hancock, Boris, etc.? You're doing brilliant.
Oh, apart from that, with Matt Hancock, it's more to do with his his connections and the people who surround him. He's got some very. I mean, the fact that he was his constituency is it West Suffolk, Lady Ivey, you know, NSPCC, Rachel Chandler. Boris is an idiot. Bojo is just an idiot. He's got no power whatsoever, and if no one can see that, you know, come on. Matt Hancock and Dominic Cummings, I have no doubt, are the puppet masters. And the fact that Matt Hancock seems to be getting away scot-free, you know, I will always say about him on my podcast, because I don't give a shit. Yeah, I don't know how this man has got so much power that he's taking away everybody's freedoms. He say so, you know. He's not even telling the Parliament. Yeah, you know, he went straight to mainstream and give his what he said it was necessary for the next COVID lockdown. Oh, I also want to address the demonstrations at Trafalgar Square. I wasn't there, thank God. But what hasn't been said is, a man actually lost his life. You know, and it wasn't even covered by our mainstream media again. And the fact that I'm not blaming the police. You know, it was I think it turned into a very volatile situation. Yeah, and you know, they're told to do a job, and they have to do a job. And obviously, I don't think it was intentional in any way, but someone's lost their life, you know. It's just, and the regulations that I don't even want to talk about the thingy, because that's just going to get me pulled down. I've got lots of other things to say. Where MPs and that are concerned, it's not my strong point.
Someone said Alison Pollard Golden Dawn is the woman's version of the Freemasons.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? That is right, yeah, definitely. That is it. Anthony Kidman, he come out with this new called the Eastern Star, and it's what you see in a lot of Fiona Barnett's drawings of different colours of the star, and each colour represent. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, is that right? Do you know? Yeah, I think that. But I think Anthony Kidman. It was Anthony Kidman's invention of the. But there are a female Freemasons, because our Queen's ahead of them. You know, I'd like to know who else is in that Freemasons club, actually, because all you know is our old Betty. I don't even want to call her anything other than old Betty. Yeah.
Was anything going on with the Cuties, the Netflix?
Oh, there's a lot going on with that. Oh my God, the amount of paedophiles that have come out of Netflix now. Also, the Sundance Festival, where Cuties was first aired.
Premiered,
yeah. The basically the guy who arranges that has just been nicked as well for child pornography. Like, you could not make. And I did put up on my Facebook. It's called Under the Hood of Netflix. Yeah. It tells you everything, and it even gives you an interview with the black woman who made the film. Yeah. It's so disturbing, I can't even begin to tell you. And her reason for making the film is that she said growing up in France in a Senegalese household or customs, she wanted to be a boy. All her life she wanted to be a boy. She thought she was in the wrong body. And then she went out in the streets and saw these young girls with Muslim, you know, with what Senegalese, I think they're Muslim, I'm not too sure, so please, I'm not too sure about that. But basically, she said she saw the children dancing provocatively, and thought it'd be a good idea to make the film. Yeah, and what was very surprising is when she said she'd done the auditions, there were 650 children with their parents there to audition in this paedophile. I mean, you can't say it's anything other than a pedo movie. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, there's a lot coming out about Netflix, and I've no doubt there's a hell of a lot. Pedoflix now, I think it's that called. Pedoflix.
Someone said I witnessed babies being killed in Stonehenge as a child.
I'm not even. I totally, yeah. I mean,
Duties
it's a
have-
druid. It's a
Duties have been changed to its foreign name in French, so it appears to be gone on looking, but it's still there.
Druids. Druids go back. I mean, a lot of this pagan worship goes back to the Celtic and the Celts and their priests, which were the Druids. Very powerful. Winston Churchill was an ordained Druid. Yeah. they're quite evil. I did put up. There was a Nikki and Lou. They stumbled across a satanic ritual going on in the Druids Temple, which is a place where everyone is open to families. Yeah, and they actually happened to literally stumble, and it's on my Facebook. It's alive. But these things are just going on, and it's called the Druids Temple, and it's really creepy. It really looks creepy. Big dining table with stone. But yeah, that's in. I think that's in Yorkshire.
It's about a piece of druids and witchcraft go hand in hand. People
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's about it.
I got slaughtered for saying that there's no good witches, and I, you know, what might start off witchcraft is never good. Yeah, it's never good, and it will always end up in, you can't control what comes through. You know, I don't know much about the spiritual realm. I know it's there. Yeah, it scares the shit out of me, to be quite honest with you. But when you're playing around with witchcraft, yeah, you're playing with evil. Yeah, because you don't know what's coming through, and more than likely it'll be a demon. To be quite honest with you, that's my opinion on that. But I'm entitled to my opinion. I mean, I don't want to sit here and talk back, like just talk. I don't know if there's anything else that anyone.
No, I think that's about.
Right.
We've been on half hour.
That's it. That's fine for me.
Yeah. Alright, then.
That's a lot for people to digest.
I start to message you some subjects they want you to talk about next time.
Oh, am I still live? Okay. If anyone has got anything that they really want me to cut, and something like, you know, I don't want to, Elton John or whatever. If anyone really wants me to look into something, yeah, you can just message me on. Well, I'm now, like I said, on
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah. I mean, it's easier to. I do read all my, because my Facebook page is quite dear to me. Obviously, I've started it up. I've got over 900 friends now, so my you know, my research is really getting out there. But if anyone has got anything like that they specifically want me to cover, like, you know, any kind of headline stories that they don't think have been like the Maddie thing, if we can go down that route, because there is quite a lot of information that's not out there in the public. Well, it's in the public, but it's not, no one seems to know about it over here. And one thing I will say is, in Playa de Luz at the time, they go on like it was a little thing. There were some big players staying around that resort at the same time. Yeah, they literally ducked out before they could be interviewed. And I am next time I come on, I'm going to get a list of all. They were big players, very big players. Tony and John Podesta, I believe, were staying at Clement Freud's villa at the same time. And you know, because they're American, that doesn't rule them out, because I can tell you right here and now, the American rings come at just they you know, they are a circle, they are a ring, a very high powered, and we're talking about, you know, doctors that are right up there with the written in, and the, you know, really big players from the pharmaceutical industry, from the well, lobbyist industry, whatever you want to call it. Basically, a load of sick, powerful fuckers. Yeah, so the bottom line, I will be getting a list, because it's out there. But yeah, I'll be bringing you a list next week to show you who was around Playa de Luz at the time that this happened, and why people believe that Tony and John Podesta are involved. The e-fits that we'll put out, in my mind, it was a blackmail. A blatant blackmail, you know, and that's what but that's what like the NSA do when they see it's a parallel investigation, which you just imagine being an NSA guy who's just monitoring. Yeah, you're monitoring someone for one thing, and then this person goes and does some really bad shit, and you know you're seeing that. So then, because they can't say what's happened, because obviously they're illegally in wire, and I'm not condoning what they did, but obviously in this case it's pretty good. So they have to do a parallel kind of thing, but I do believe the e-fits were released as blackmail. Also, the parents released the 3 photographs of Maddie, which were so, if you believe that your child's been taken by a paedophile, you're mad. No, you're
No, it's
away.
not. No, it's me. I put the camera like,
Oh.
wrap it up.
What?
Wrap it up.
Oh yeah, anyway, I am rabbiting away now. So thank you for tuning in. And I will be back soon with, well, probably next Tuesday, with another half an hour of lots of content. But like I said, anybody wants to message me anything that they want me to look into, or my Cooper Snoopers into, please do. Thank you.